So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rula.
Thank you, thank you. I'm so happy. It's really a joy to be here all together at this PMI Thrive with leaders that you're shaping the future, and I know it's not so easy, but it's doable. So today we will be speaking about disrupting old rules. And honestly, I'm feeling that lately old rules have been trying to disrupt me. So it's not an easy thing. Most efficient time all together today, and I'm feeling that I'm continuing what others just spoke about. Kevin spoke about the pose, Ika spoke about the alignment and the resilient growth mindset, and all these now, as much as we're moving fast, we're asking to be more slow or posing. Our challenges for today, I will not spend too much time on that because I am sure that you know them, but just as a refresh, what we're focusing on, we do have this AI invasion, and for generations like maybe the 40s, 60s, 50s and so on, it is hectic, and it's not as easy as for the younger generation. So lack of time, going into seeking for a quick fix, need fast solutions, and all that, we feel that people are always overwhelmed and stressed. However, they say, yeah, we can do things faster with this AI thing. However, we lack of time. And we're too much into the go, go, go. At the moment, we are in a way forgetting that we're a human being just to be, and not a human doing only to do. So this main thing put me in a position like leaders must pose, and here I will continue what Kevin started, as if we're aligned in a way. We didn't speak, we didn't know each one what we will be speaking about. However, finding that we will be speaking kind of continuity of what you heard a moment ago with Kevin. So the old rules of leadership were built for predictability, and we're noticing that the world now is requiring more emotional intelligence. Maybe we're hearing too much about emotional intelligence. What does it mean, and so on. It's not the word that is important. It's about what's behind that word. How we can be more self-aware, for us to be able to self-manage ourselves, build the relationships, and then be better in decision making and reduce the stress level that we're facing. All that, when we start by ourselves, then we will be able to go into this collective intelligence and be more into the systemic thinking. Because as we know, together we're stronger. We can, as much we can collaborate more, we can be more efficient. And you as project managers here in this room, you know more that you cannot be a standalone person. You need to connect and collaborate. So most leaders these days, they don't lack skills, but they need time to think, to just pause, to think, to digest, to reflect, in order for them to move faster. And today we will have this PA.U.S.E framework. It's really, if you will take it, we will go through it letter by letter, and moving to shift our mindset from being reactive to be more intentional when we are leading any project or any situation. To do so, I'll be asking you to think about a relationship, a challenge, a situation where there is kind of a little bit of friction, or that you would like to work on it. So just take 10 seconds to think about this, because you will be using it later on without sharing, but following the framework. So everyone has something that you would like to work on for the upcoming 30 minutes? Yeah? I can see some noddings. Okay, let's move forward. So the operating system that we will be, new operating system that we will be sharing together is this P for perceive, and these are kind of 5 micro shifts that change everything. Perceive with curiosity and align your inner narrative for you to understand really the system, slow down to speed up, and then you will be engaging with intention. So let me start with the P of pause, perceive with curiosity. I will start by sharing an experience that I had with a client of mine. She was a CEO for a construction company, and she lately recruited a chief operation. He was a great engineer, smart, very experienced, and he was really, technically, he was the top. However, during the conversations, meetings with suppliers and so on, he was silent. When he was answering, he felt like kind of arrogant. He was not interacting, and as if he was disengaged. He's not too much into collaboration. So she felt that she did the wrong choice putting him in this position, and she wanted like to put him out, and she wanted to check how to deal with this difficult conversation, especially that this person is an old friend and she knows how good he is, but she never lived a professional experience with him. When we were speaking about him, and I asked her what else can be true about this person, and she said, I think I did a mistake putting him in this position, so I need to let him go. And we agreed that she will go and check with him first what's his point of view on that. So she went, while in the meeting, she explained the context, and she said what she's observing and what's the impact on her as CEO, on the members, team members, and on the organization. And he was like surprised. How can she think about me like that? She knew me. So he said, you know what? I will tell you what's happening in me when I'm in a meeting. First, English is not my first language, so I need time to understand, to digest, to think about what's happening in the room. Second, I'm an introvert, so I built relationships, but I need time to do so. It's not like from the first meeting that I can engage and do lots of things. And third, I was afraid that you trusted me so much, and I believe in you, I believe in this organization. So every time I was speaking, I was afraid of saying something wrong. And that was an aha moment for my client, because for her, she was elsewhere. She wanted to put him out of this organization. When she puts the lenses of curiosity, asking before interacting or taking decision, it was much, much more powerful for her. So in this perceiving with curiosity, I will invite you to check with your situation today, what's happening with you, and the thing that you want to think about, the relationship, the challenge that you're facing, whatever is happening. What kind of question you may ask for you to understand more the other point of view. If you're ready to write it down, it will be amazing. So we will be moving step after the other. And feel free, if there is anyone who would like to share the question, not the context, it will be amazing. Anyone would like to share? Not everyone, just one. Keep it easy on yourself, guys. Okay. So, curiosity will begin with asking powerful questions. And when I'm saying powerful questions, these questions that will start with the what, with the how, open-ended questions, not with a yes or no, is what's your point of view? What are you thinking about? Give me more, let me live your situation. Help me understand you more, understanding more what's happening in your world. So all these curious questions will help you seeing the situation or the challenge in a different way. Let's move to the A. Align your inner narrative. And this is this thing like that every time we create a story. And guess what? We are the 3 M's. What do I mean by that? We are the meaning-making machines. We are so powerful creating stories. Live this story and react to the story, all that in our minds, and then these thoughts, when we will be going out, we will react depending on our own story that we built, that we thought about. But there is no fact other than my imagination and my way of seeing things, depending on my values, my beliefs, my biases. And let me share something with you. When I was an employee back home in the Middle East, and I was still young, I went to the office of my sales manager, and I was this active, happy, energetic, and saying hi loudly, and was so happy that we will have a great meeting because my sales were really fun and good. And then I entered to the room. I said, "Hey, good morning." And my manager barely looked at me and say, "Hi." Okay, so here he triggers my story. I created kind of Netflix series. Episode 1, what did I do wrong? What happened? Episode 2, I'm not good enough. He will fire me. Episode 3, I'm not sure what will happen later on. I'm so bad, da 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 da. And it impacted my feelings, my emotions. I was all red. And it was really so, impacting me. I couldn't speak anything else. And he was telling me, "Okay, give me your sales." Do you think I was able to tell him what I did, knowing that it was amazing? I was trembling. I was like, "Oh my God, what will happen next?" So he said, "Okay," we went into this conversation, and it happened to, at the end of the conversation, I wanted to get out of this room. And he said, "Okay, you did good job, that's fine. But today, you know what? I'm so having a hectic day, especially that I received my blood test and they are not good. I'm having a cancer." And I cannot tell you what happened to me when I heard that. It was really so, I felt shocked that, oh my God, I was focusing on my me and I didn't see him. I didn't think about him, about what's happening in his world. But for me, it was always like criticizing myself, judging myself and judging him, so that he's not happy and so on. So that was a lesson learned for me, and something that I learned throughout days and learnings, that every time this drama story will start to build in, I will stop, pause, and try to find out how to deconstruct it, how to make something really meaningful. Asking myself how this story is serving me, and what kind of story, what's more empowering story right now that I can use instead of just building my own dramatical story. So going back to your concern, your challenge and relationship, or something that you would like to share, to think about, what might be the story that you are building in your mind now, and what do you need to start, if it's dramatical, to deconstruct it? So 10 seconds for you to write down something about it. Respecting others, they are writing, so amazing, thank you. So keep in mind that change the way you look at things, and things will change. And we can give lots of examples on that. And honestly, this is the main distraction mode for any person, leader, non-leader, working, at home, whomever. This is so important to just be aware of. Let's go to the U in P.A.U.S E, which is understanding the system. And by system, I mean every connection, the relationship that is helping people to be together, interacting together, moving towards something that a project maybe, or a relationship, or whatever. So what we're asking here is, see the team as a dynamic relationship system. And let me share something, a nice experience that I had. Once I was coaching two partners, they in an organization. And they were fighting, and here I'm not exaggerating, they were fighting about the thermostat. One partner wanted to put the office at 19 degrees because he believes that people will be more creative when they feel cool. The second one wanted to put the office at 24 degrees because he believes that people will collaborate more when they feel warm. Can you imagine? So we spent 15 minutes. They were fighting and arguing as if they were defending a Nobel Prize judges or something. And it was really like, what's happening, guys? When I told them, we all know that it's not the thermostat thing. This is not the problem. And when I told them that it's not about the thermostat, it's about the decision-making power. It's about the control. It's about the role confusion, or the years of building up resentment that brought you to speak or to argue about the thermostat, and it's not about Celsius or Fahrenheit. This is when they looked to each other and said, yes, that's it. So we all know that when people are in conflict or arguing, 95%, if not more, the subject they are in conflict with, it's not the real problem. That's why in you, I'll be inviting you to have this balcony view to check from outside what's happening in the system, what's there, what we can do better or different for the system to have a new information or a new insight, and find out that now that we know what's the problem, so what we will do, and now what about that? So keeping this in mind will help others also to know that the problem is much deeper than just what they are surfacing at the beginning. We're just seeing the top of the iceberg, but we don't know what's below the surface and how we can work on that. So what is the system trying to tell us is very important. And especially when we find sometimes in a room, like there is silence, I can maybe assume that they are not engaged, they are not happy. This is the story. In order to deconstruct it and to find out what the system is telling me, just asking. So what this silence is saying for us? What's the voice of the silence? And so on. Yeah? Go back to your relationship and go back to the challenge that you're trying to solve today and find out what's this system. If you have this balcony view, what are you aware now? What are you noticing now that you were not noticing before? So let's move now to slow down and speed up. This is the same mainly that we're asking more to pause, more to slow down, because as we know, we cannot think wisely or being creative if we're always on the go. And let me give you a quick scientific information. We do have 3 brains that are functioning. The first one is this one, the reptilian brain. This brain is responsible about the 5 senses. What I hear, what I feel, what I sense, what I see. So this one, the first one, will be attracting everything I'm seeing. We have the second brain, which is kind of here, and this brain is responsible about all kind of emotions, the negative one and the positive ones. And we have this brain, which is the neocortex brain. This is where we do have the creativity, the analyzing things, the logical part. Everything is here. So what's happening sometimes when we are in a rush and we are moving fast and we're listening, hearing something that might disturb us or seeing something that might put us in a bad shape, it will give the signal to the second brain where there is the emotion, and this brain will put me in a fight, flight, freeze mode. So it won't give me access anymore to the third one where there is the logical part, where I can think and be creative. And I'll be more into a reaction instead of intentionally taking any action. That's why when we are in this situation, we need to pause, to take a moment for us to give access again to release I would say, to release the strength or the effort in my emotional brain and go back and be able to access my logical brain, which is the neocortex. So to do so, we do have several ways. each one of us will find their own way. Some people would like to go into walking or listening to the music, dancing, breathing, and sometimes when we're eating, savoring and feeling everything. In all cases, what's required here is to be mindful, to find out exactly what might help me to slow down in order to regain energy and be able to move forward and be more into getting where I want to go. So to do so, today I choose to practice like a 16 seconds breathing, what we call the box breathing technique. Are you okay to try it with me? Yeah? That's amazing. I love the energy. So it will be like we will do it for less than a minute. So we'll do it for 3 times or 4 times maximum. Each one will take their own rhythm. The important here is when we are breathing, to breathe slowly, deeply, calmly for 4 seconds. Then we inhale from the nose, we exhale from the mouth, and in between we just pause. And I will tell you why we're doing that afterward, but I would love you to try it. And feel free to sit like 90 degrees, having your hands release, not crossed. I saw you. So, and feel free to close your eyes or fix something. Feel at ease. And let's start. Ready? Okay. So, let's start. 1, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause. Repeat it at your own rhythm. Done? Who would like to share the experience? Yeah, go ahead. Do you need the microphone? Okay.
I think I felt more relaxed and I was able to sense things in the ground.
Wow, thank you. So, your name? Lori? Okay, I'm not getting it well, but it's fine. But what she's saying that she felt more relaxed and she was able to notice what's around. So thank you. And this is less than a minute. Yeah? Anyone else would like to share? Yes, go ahead.
I felt like every part of my body thanks
Wow.
for taking this moment.
Wow, she felt light and every part of her body thanking her. Thank you. Any other experience from this part of the world? Go ahead. Okay, relax. That's fun. Anyway, what I'm trying to help you see here is really, this is less than a minute. So if you will try it, whenever you are in a position or in a situation where you're not feeling okay, that's the quick fix, if you want, for you to regain energy. What we're doing here is we're releasing the dioxide of carbon from our body, which is lots of things that they are not helping our blood to be efficient, and bringing some oxygen. So it's very important for us to take care of ourselves. And this is part of the being where we need to do something about it. And we will have more clarity to think and be more creative in finding solutions. In another word, you're giving yourself the permission to stop being in the fight, flight, freeze mode and going into being more creative and more having the courage to be more creative and more curious about the next step. Yeah? Let's move to the last one, the E. Engage with intention. What do I mean by that? You know, when we don't set an intention, maybe at the beginning of the day, if I don't know where to go, I might have all the day, I'm not sure how it ends, how it started, how it ends. The same thing, if now you're going to Montreal, from Ottawa to Montreal, you will put on Google Map going to Montreal. Google Map will take you to Montreal, but where exactly? This is what we called Montreal on the map. But is there where I want to go? I want to go to this address, this street, this building, this apartment, whatever it is. So when I know exactly what to give as data for my Google Maps, they will take me exactly where I want to go. Same thing for our mind. Our mind will function, our brain will function exactly the same that what Google Maps do. We need to tell our brain where we want, what do we want to do for us to be able to be productive, to be successful, to be really who we want to be at the end of that day, at the end of that year, at the end of this thing. So, setting the intention is it directs your brain, your emotions, and even your energy, and will lead you where you want to go even before you are aware about it. So when you set an intention, it activates the RAS, which is the reticular activating system. It's the filter that will determine what you need to focus on and what you need to ignore. It will create more clarity, it will give you more space for you to be aligned your actions with your values. In my team coaching thing, when I'm with the team and coaching them, I will tell them, let's set an intention for this conversation, and so the conversation will move forward and we will not feel stuck. And when we are in this neuro-linguistic programming, we'll say that the intention will rewire the story in my head and will remove the drama and will put the something that where I want to go. In our leadership philosophy, we consider that this intention will help you to lead intentionally instead of just reacting. So you see all these benefits of just setting an intention for a minute at the beginning of our day, how powerful it is. That's why I invite you to check what will be your intention related to your story or your relationship that is trying to be solved. Intention is not a soft skill. It's really strategic advantage. It's the main ingredient that no one will speak about for every successful person. It will start by journaling, setting an intention, what are you grateful for, and moving forward. So saying that, this is my P.A.U.S.E model or framework. These are some questions. If you want to take a picture of them, use them whenever you feel that you are stuck in a situation or in a challenge or something like that. And this is all what we spoke about, the new operating system. I go back. Okay, one sec. It's, I think, the red. This is the one. So I invite you to use them, share them. The more we can share them, the better it is. This is the ripple effect that we're trying to make. We will be changing the world one person at a time. So let's use it. Let's pause all together and find out how things will change in regarding what we have as challenges or stuckness somewhere. Lastly, there is a gift. I'm here also, we're in December. December is full of gifts. So I'm happy to give away 5 seats for my masterclass, Unshakable Executive. I want you to be my guests, but I can afford 5. So please, if you're interested, scan this QR code, fill your name, email, whatever, and tell me why would you like to be at this Unshakable Executive. It's a masterclass to remove pressure and be more present, to have a clarity with the vision, and be able to get the buy-in of the teams, of your teams. So if you did it, that's fun.
Where is your class held?
Excuse me?
Where is your class held?
It's online.
It's all online?
Yeah, it's all online, and it's at night from 6 to 9. I do, next one is January 6th. Yesterday we had one, and I usually do it once a month. Thank you for asking.
I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
In your bio it says NLP. What is that?
This is neuro-linguistic programming. It's like everything in the mind, what's the program, how our mind work and operates. So yeah, this is one of these certifications. Thank you. Okay, so we're done here. Thank you so much. If you would like to follow me on LinkedIn and open for questions. Go back. 2 slides. Okay. Any question? Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to make a comment. Your first about perceiving people, what's happening around them, is also knowing the personality types.
Yeah.
Even men versus women think differently about things. So as a result, if you can consider who you are,
Yes.
and then also by observing the other person, say, well, the 4 types, driver, amiable.
I love that.
Driver, that's amiable. So where you were saying your example of good morning, and that was, yours sound more expressive. That person's maybe more analytical or a driver.
I agree with you 100%. That's why curiosity, asking these powerful questions is the key. So thank you for highlighting that. Thank you all. It was a pleasure being with you this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be around if you need to chit chat.
Thank you very much.